What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. And man, do we have a good one, because we're talking about those mystery SKUs, those stock keeping units. It always translates to something. We've got a whole nother batch to go over and talk about and theorize, and I'll give you guys a little bit of backstory when it comes to these SKUs and what they could mean for the Nintendo Switch. And then also Atlas, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's favorite JRPG company that always puts games on multiple platforms that people want to see. Obviously, no, that doesn't happen. But we have some success. We have some movement. Atlas is probably seeing the fruits of their labor of just taking some time to put Persona on something outside of PlayStation. And I'm talking about mainline Persona. But even if you want to talk about spin-off Persona on other platforms, Persona 5 Scramble, The Phantom Strikers, that game exceeding sales expectations because it's on multiple platforms. Now we have Persona 4 Golden doing really well on PC. Man, we're going to talk about that. But let's first get into these SKUs, these stock keeping units. That's what retailers use to, I would say, categorize inventory coming in and inventory being sold. Lots of places obviously use SKUs, retail stores and everything. And in the past, anytime that we've gotten some mystery SKUs, it's always been associated with some type of events coming up, whether that's a Nintendo Direct, Treehouse Live, whatever the case is. There's always something that's going to be happening when you start seeing these batches of SKUs pop up. And we've got some more from GameStop, so I do think this means something. And like I said, I will relate it to what we've got in the past before. So there is an image that is floating around taken from GameStop's internal database. Now we've got 4 brand new mystery titles that are listed for the Nintendo Switch, each with the name of available SKU. Now they all have a tentative, of course, placeholder December 31st release date and a $59.99 price point. You guys are seeing that at this point. Now there was a letter talking about Nintendo's maintenance, but we have no idea if there's any significance to that. And like I stated before, a lot of people like to associate this with upcoming events or something. Now there's been a bunch of rumors floating around when it comes to Nintendo Direct. July 20th, that's the date, but I'm not so sure on that. Like I said, it still could be that, but I'm not so sure on it myself. I've been hearing that that could be pushed to August, so that's kind of what I'm hearing, but I could be wrong on that. You never know with COVID and how Nintendo's doing these remote working things. You guys, obviously, Nintendo's not necessarily up to date when it comes to their remote working with presentations so far. So we might have to wait a little bit more. But regardless, I do think that there is something in the works when it comes to it, because after Paper Mario, the Origami King, we don't really have many dated titles. We actually don't have any dated titles. We just have years, like Bravely Default 2, for example, 2020, or No More Heroes. I think that's been given a tentative 2020 as well. So let's talk about this just a little bit here, guys, these SKUs. So I remember back in 2018 and 2019, but particularly we're going to talk about 2018, there was a bunch of GameStop SKUs that popped up before E3, and those ended up being stuff like Dragon Ball Fighters on the Nintendo Switch and a number of other announcements that were at E3 2018. I think E3 2019, we also have that as well, where a number of games, there was some mystery SKUs that popped up, then we got a number of new announcements here. So that's why people kind of relate it to what's going on here, and it's always been pretty much accurate on there. Obviously, you can't sit there and say, yes, this means definitively there's going to be this major game, that major game, that major game. Heck, it could be the Bakugan or whatever. It could be something like that, you know, which I guess most people are not hyped about that game, and yeah, I'm not really either. So when it comes to that, but at the same time, it could be just games, right, that are just announced at some point, whether that be a Nintendo Direct or whether that is just like a Twitter announcement, like Paper Mario, the Origami King was just Twitter, or whether that's just some other type of presentation, maybe even like in a Ubisoft Forward, which is going to be pretty soon here. I think July 12th for that. I'm not so sure if I'm going to stream that or not. I think that's like, what, Sunday or something? I'm not so sure. Ubisoft, man, they be striking people whenever they decide to stream their stuff. But regardless, that's beside the point. The point is this, that there are some more SKUs. If you stockpile that with what we've heard before, there's already been a number of SKUs. Seems like game developers are gearing up for some stuff on the Nintendo Switch. Now, we recently got this whole trademark and also leaked image of the Tomb Raider Ultimate Collection, or Ultimate whatever anniversary, or Ultimate Collection of games. And that's, from what I understand on Twitter, Nate from Direct Feed Games says that the image floating around is incorrect. But when I talked to him about it, like, hey, well, wait a minute, what about the trademark that's of the same thing? He says, well, the image is incorrect or fake, but the game, he never said anything about the game. So in my opinion, based off of the trademark that we've already seen here, I do think that that game is going to be real, and it's going to be one of the SKUs that we've talked about at this point here with GameStop, or one of the previous ones that we've already discussed on the channel here. You guys can look it up on this channel if you want to see the previous video that I did on it. But I do think that we're going to see some pretty cool stuff. I mean, I maybe know maybe of some things or not, but like I said, that is for Nintendo to announce. That is for Nintendo to reveal, or for other third-party developers to reveal. What I'm hoping, because the Ubisoft Forward is coming up here, I'm really hoping we get a Mario plus Rabbids 2. I'm hoping that is one of the SKUs. That's the only thing that I even look forward to when it comes to Ubisoft. Ubisoft is crusty. I should make a whole video on how crusty and stale Ubisoft games are. But I'm not going to do that. If you like Ubisoft, cool, keep playing their games. Be excited for the chicken dude from Breaking Bad to be the main villain in the newest Far Cry game. So you guys be excited for that. So no hate from me there on that. Be excited, be happy for Far Cry. But for me particularly, I'm just, you know, on that. But I will be excited if it is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2. So hopefully we see something on that very soon, because that game was awesome and it sold really well on the Switch. So I think there should be a bit more. So what do you guys think about this when it comes to what's going on with these SKUs and everything like that? What are you guys' thoughts? I'd love to hear them in the comment section below. All right, guys, now moving on to the next topic here. We're going to discuss our favorite company, Atlas. You guys know how much we love Atlas here. You guys know how much I love hardcore Atlas fans, especially on the PlayStation side of hardcore Atlas fans. I mean, we've had some great conversations in the past, and I am willing to keep up the conversation here. The dialogue needs to continue. We need to understand each other better, because I myself am a big Persona fan. I buy all of the Persona games on the PlayStation systems. I actually buy all of the Persona games even not on PlayStation systems. So like even like the spin-off stuff, well, I don't buy stuff on the Vita in terms of like the dancing games, but I bought Persona 4 Golden, all right, on the PC. Despite already having the game on the PS Vita, I did buy the game again on the PC. And guess what? Guess what? There's actually a tweet. There was a pretty cool tweet from our favorite company out there. You know what I'm saying? Our favorite company. Now, here's what official Atlas West had to say on the sales of Persona 4 Golden. Quote, "We're excited to announce that Persona 4 Golden has hit 500,000 players on PC. Thank you for all your support. The character designer created this original sketch to celebrate. We hope you're enjoying Persona 4 Golden, and welcome back to the Midnight Channel." So pretty cool stuff there, right? 500,000 players. That is a lot of players, man. Like, that's so many players out there, and that's cool, right? You want to see your game do really well, and I think Atlas has something good going here. And like, you know, the PC platform has really been good for them, because there's a large install base of people that like to play Persona outside of just PlayStation, right? You can sell more than what you'd normally sell if you put games on multiple platforms as a third-party developer without any type of exclusivity clause or any type of contract that binds you to one platform. I think it's pretty cool when developers do that, right? They make more money. For example, Atlas, they just announced, like I talked about too, or I alluded to at the beginning, that they just announced that Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers, that actually exceeded sales expectations. Hey, guess what? That was on multiple platforms. It was on the Nintendo Switch and also on the PlayStation 4, and it sold well on both platforms in just Japan alone. So Atlas, I think, is finally figuring out, well, wait a minute, we can actually make a lot more money than we make before. But wait a minute, we're a capitalistic business, right? Wait a minute, we are a capitalistic business. That means we can make more money by actually taking some time to put a popular franchise on more than one platform. Wow, it's like a light bulb just exploded, right? Like just boom. And look at this, 500,000 players for Persona 4 Golden on the PC. That is amazing. You know, that is so good. Now, that's not sales, right? I mean, it might kind of seem like that, but it's players. So that means anybody that got review codes, they're probably counting those people to players. They didn't say sales, but I don't think the review codes are any significant amount. Probably not more than like maybe, I would say 50 to 60 review codes that were probably out there. I mean, and just like maybe gifted codes or stuff like that to certain press members and all that. So I don't think it was really a significant amount. So regardless, 500,000 people playing the game on PC in such a short amount of time. They just released this game just a bit ago. So I mean, the fact that it's already at 500,000 players is amazing, and people are buying this game in spades. It hit #1 right away on the Steam charts, and people have continued to buy it. So I'm actually really excited and happy for Atlas, and I think that this is the start of something beautiful when it comes to it. Now, we've gotten 2 games, right? Persona 5 Scramble is not necessarily the normal mainline Persona, but it is a sequel, literally a sequel to Persona 5 on the PlayStation 4. It is a sequel to that game. It's its own type of sequel game that is in continuation, and that's not only on PlayStation. Now we have Persona 4 Golden, which many consider to be the best Persona game ever made, or easily one of the best Persona games ever made. Now that one has over 500,000 units. It is very clear what Atlus needs to do at this point. I think it's very clear that people want to play Persona outside of PlayStation, and if there's no contract, which, guys, I have dug everywhere. I have looked up financial records. I've tried to go through press releases. I have not seen anything that is binding Atlus with Persona games to PlayStation systems outside of just their own loyalty to them. I have not seen anything. Now, there might be something, but from what I've uncovered, there's nothing there. And from this point, it doesn't seem like there is. So that's why we got Persona 4 Golden on the PC. And guess what? It's doing really well. I think Atlus has just been slow to move on these things. And now that they're finally seeing, like, wait a minute, there's a lot more money to be made. You know, sometimes some companies are slow to move out of old ways and tendencies for fear that they're going to lose money. But this is not a problem, Atlus. Like, people love your games, people love Persona, and if you put it on more platforms, because of the style of game that it is, a turn-based RPG is not the most popular genre out there. You're not going to sell as much as you could sell considering the quality of Persona games. Persona games are so much more quality than what they actually sell. I mean, Persona 5 Royal is one of the greatest games ever made, one of the best reviewed games, and it's nowhere near the top sales when it comes to PlayStation 4. So I do think that this is a wake-up call for them, whether it's Persona 4 Golden and they're seeing the sales for that, or whether it's Persona 5 Scramble the Phantom Strikers exceeding sales expectations. This is a wake-up call that they need to make sure that they put things on more. Yes, you're going to spend a lot more money porting it to whatever other system. I get that, Atlus. Like, I get it, and it's expensive. It's not cheap for these big RPGs, but it's worth it in the end. Trust me, it is worth it in the end. And I'm no big business major or anything like that. I'm just looking at what other developers have done, and other developers are having crazy success, like NIS, for example, on the Switch. They're having crazy success, like with the Ease games. Now there's the Trails of Cold Steel coming over. I mean, they're having great success. So why not have that success yourself, like you're seeing on Steam and like you're seeing on Nintendo Switch already? So to me, that's my thought process. But what are you guys thinking on this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.